Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we have a new setup. This is clearly my bedroom and I feel like I am looking for other areas in my house where I can film videos and have natural lighting, because where I film normally there's no window in front of me, it's just lighting, and I feel like I look a little weird. I'm not gonna lie, I don't look like myself. So I don't think I'm gonna be filming that many videos over there. I feel like that's the first thing I'm gonna do when I get my house, is like find the perfect spot where there's like a window in front of it so I don't have to use lighting. Today we're gonna be doing the book Contradictions tag. I will insert the creator right here and I will also link it down in the description box so that you guys can check it out. I talked a lot during this intro, so let's just get right into it. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Okay, so the first one is, I love this genre but I didn't like this book, and I'm gonna do the last thing he told me because I love thrillers and I went into this book thinking that it was gonna be amazing because it's super hyped, and it was not. It was not. I did not like it that much. I feel like there wasn't anything going on except for the scene where they go back to, I think it's somewhere in Texas. Like they say the name of the dad and then they recognize it and then they start running away because they're chasing them and stuff like that. That was the only part that I liked. That was the only part that I liked. I did not like any other part. That was the only part that I thought it was like actually good. Everything else was just so boring, and I did enjoy the relationship between the mom, not the mom, but like the stepmom and the daughter. Sorry that I don't say names. I read this last year and I don't remember the names, but I did enjoy how the relationship between the stepmom and the daughter grew throughout the book. But I still don't, like, I didn't see the point of it. Like, especially like when you know the ending. I get it, but like at the same time it's like that's not what I signed up for. So yeah, I do have like, I feel like a lot of the times the books that I don't like are because I went into them expecting something different, and I feel like that is exactly what happened with this book. I just don't think it was all that. I think I gave it like 3 stars. I rarely read this genre, but I love this book. And for that one, I'm gonna say Fat Chance Charlie Vega. This one is a YA. I'm gonna say it's kind of like a YA coming of age / romance. I typically don't read YA, especially romance, because first of all, I like a little bit of spice, and in YA, you don't really get that. You get like a kiss, if that. And it's only like at the end of the book. So yeah, I don't like YA. I don't feel like it's angsty, you know what I mean? Like I like the way I like my romances. And I'm also gonna be 30 in a few months, so I feel like I cannot relate to it anymore. And I love books that I can relate to. Those are like my go-to. I don't really like care that much about genres. I care more about being able to relate to them. So for this one, I was forced to read it because my cauldron, I have a series in this channel. I only have 1 video up, so it's not a series yet, but it will be. I have a series in this channel that basically like I have to pick a book randomly from a little cauldron, and this is the book that came out. So that's why I read it and I loved it. I loved it. I have a whole video about it, like a whole vlog where I went into detail about the book, so I will insert that in the cards so you guys can check it out. But yeah, basically it's like Charlie dealing with having like a perfect best friend and her having like a crush on someone, and then, you know, stuff happens, and then, you know, like we also have like a mom who's always on her for being quote unquote fat. That's why it's called Fat Chance Charlie Vega. And her mom is also like, she used to be fat as well, but then she got into Herbalife, even though they don't say it's Herbalife. I know it's Herbalife because that's the one that us Hispanic people are around, and we have a lot of like gyms or like clubs, at least like in Puerto Rico they do. There's like a freaking health club everywhere and it's always like Herbalife. Anyways, I am against MLMs, which is why I always roll my eyes, but like kudos to you guys making money, I guess. Anyways, so her mom is into Herbalife and she lost weight with Herbalife, so she basically is, you know, I don't like not forcing her to like lose weight, but she's always criticizing her daughter's weight and talking about how she can look better and all these things. And yeah, I highly recommend it. Like I said, I'm about to be 30 in the next month, so I still enjoyed it. I love this trope, but I didn't like this book. And for this one, I'm gonna say November 9th. I hated this book. I hated this book so much. Okay, the idea of the book, like what she was going for, was amazing. When you read the back of the book, the synopsis, you're like, yes, I want to read this book. And I did. But it was not at all what I expected, in the sense that like it did not hit like I wanted to. It did not do what it said it did. You know what I mean? It said that they were gonna meet up once every year at the same time, like on November 9th, every single year. And they never, I mean, they did, but like one of the times she barely made it, like let's say at like 11 p.m. on November 9th. Like, really? You're only gonna spend 1 hour with him? You know what I mean? And like, I went into it thinking that they were gonna have like this magical moment where they were gonna meet and they were gonna fall for each other, like let's say for like a few days. And then like, they said that they were only gonna meet up in November 9th. And they can't text each other or like contact each other throughout the year. So yeah, that made it very interesting. That made it like, yes, I want to read this. And I expected it to be like every single time they met, like something, like they will spend the whole day together and like something small will happen, like a slow burn, you know what I mean? But it did not. It did not. They barely saw each other. And then the ending was like the cherry on top. Like, you're gonna tell me that he's the one? No. No. And then you're gonna be with him for the rest of your life? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Like, I just cannot. This book doesn't have like a specific trope, but I'm talking about the trope of like meeting and then promising each other to meet up every year for the next whatever years. Like, that's the trope I'm talking about. Like, a book like that sounds amazing. And this book sucked. This book sucked. All right, I hate this trope, but I love this book. And for this, I have two. I have sci-fi, any type of sci-fi, like whatever I don't like. And I just read the Last Hour series. I also have a vlog. I will insert up in the cards as well. I don't like sci-fi, so that's a good sci-fi series, I guess, to I mean, it's more like fantasy. Like, they do have like mortal instruments and stuff like that, but like that's not the point of the book. So, but the one that I do want to talk about is Birthday Girl. And this one, okay, I'm not against cheating in books. Like, I can forgive it, but it depends, obviously, it depends. It's just not my go-to. Like, I would not feel like I want to read a book more than I already do because I just found out that it has cheating in it. You know what I mean? So I don't go for it. If it's in the book, it's in the book, whatever. But if it's not, it doesn't make a difference. You know what I mean? And Birthday Girl is basically about this girl who has a boyfriend and they move in with his dad, and then she basically ends up developing a relationship with his dad. This is also my guilty pleasure book and the one that I am embarrassed to say that I loved. And just talking about it makes me want to read it again. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I just want to refresh my mind. I want to go back and like the boyfriend didn't make it. I feel like the boyfriend made it easy for me to like forgive the cheating, you know what I mean? So anyways, it was just so good. I highly recommend it. Penelope Douglas as an author is very polarizing, and I feel like she is a lot of people's guilty pleasure because I feel like her books are so problematic but so good that like you just have to look past it. You just have to look past it because they're so good. Punk 57, a lot of people rave about it and I did not love it that much. Credence was okay, but like that one I could not look past the problematic stuff. You know what I mean? Like I feel like it especially when she was with the other guy, like the rough brother. Why? I couldn't. And like, I don't know. I still finished it. Like, I DNF'd it and then I went back and kind of like went over to see what happened at the end. But like, that book was something else. That book was something else, definitely. You know, I'm giving you a warning. Like, look into the trigger warnings and all that because it is crazy. Then I love this author, but I didn't like this book. And for that, I have Lauren Osher's. And I did not like the third book in this series, which is why I don't own it. So this is the first book, the second book, and then the third book is The Final Offer. This is called The Fine Print, Terms and Conditions, and then The Final Offer. It is a very popular series, especially on TikTok. So yeah, I loved this series. This series takes place in Disney World, at least like the first one. It's like the relationship with a cast member and the son of, let's say like the son of Disney, like Walt Disney, okay? Not the son, the grandson of Walt Disney. And then basically they end up developing a relationship. And then in this one is basically like another one of the grandsons of Walt Disney and his assistant, I think it is. And it is a marriage of convenience. It is fake dating basically, and I loved it. The main character is also black, like the girl, so I love her. I love her, and she is literally my favorite part of the third book. So she is the reason why I finished the third book. I did not like the third book. I feel like I did not feel the connection and the love between, I think it was Alana is her name, right? Alana and Cal. I just have to look for his name in this book. So Alana and Cal, I did not feel their relation, like their connection. I did not feel like they were like, I mean, obviously it's been a few years since they last saw each other, so it's not gonna be like fresh, you know what I mean, like the romance. But I didn't feel like they were soulmates, you know what I mean? And I also feel like she was very much like she didn't want to sell the house, but like she acted, I feel like that was supposed to give her like a little bit of a independent woman. I do what I want, like I don't care if you don't like what I'm gonna do, like, you know what I mean? But like her personality and that like baddie attitude did not match, you know what I mean? And I feel like, now that I think about it, I feel like that's me. Like I feel like I'm very like outgoing and silly, and like I love laughing, and I feel like sense of humor is a really like important thing in people that I decide to spend time with, either like marry or like friendships and stuff like that. So, but I do feel like I can be a baddie, you know, when I need to be. So I feel like, yeah, I can relate to her, but like I don't know. I just feel like it didn't hit as hard. I cannot verbalize why I did not like it. I feel like it didn't hit as hard. And also, like, he was not helping his case. Like, he was still messing up, and he's still going through recovery, like I've said in a previous video. So, obviously, he is at least aware, like, whenever he would mess up, he will realize it, that he's messing up, and, like, own up to it and apologize. Like, I feel like it would have been better if he was done with, like, recovery. Like he was already like recovered, he was past the recovery phase, and he's now like a sober adult, you know what I mean? And like him trying to win her back by doing like mature things, you know what I mean? And I feel like he was still messing up. And yeah, I did not feel like I enjoyed this book as much as I wanted, you know what I mean? So yeah. All right, previously disliked a book by this author, but I love this book. So I would say all of Sally Rooney's, but I did dislike Normal People. I did not like Normal People when I first got, like when I read it, because I've only read it once. But when I read Sally Rooney for the first time, it was Normal People. I went into it thinking that it was going to be a romance, and it was not. It was a heartbreaking romance, and I just still feel like, because I didn't know Sally Rooney's type of writing back then, and I was not into that type of writing, I just did not enjoy it. It took me a lot for me to finish it, and this is like a very, very thin book. It took me like a whole month, and I remember it was like May 2020, because I remember like I was off like college, and I was like, yes, I'm gonna finally get back to reading. And this is one of the books that I remember that I was like at Target, I was like, I've been seeing that book for years, I'm gonna grab it and read it. So yeah, I don't remember much about it. Like I cannot tell you exactly what rubbed me the wrong way, but I feel like it was more about the type of writing that I was not into, and now I am. So this book was the first one that I was like, yes, I love this book. It has no plot, but I'm just like a huge fan of the characters and like their personalities, even though they're like effed up, you know what I mean? So yeah, I love this book. I also liked the other one, the third one that she came out with. Not third one, I don't know if she's come out with anything, but Beautiful World, Where Are You? That one. So yeah, this is definitely a book that I did not like the author the first time I read it. I love this cover, but I did not like this book, and for that I have Mexican Gothic. Obviously I love a dark, you know, gothic witchy like cover. That's like my favorite like theme, like anything like that, like bohemian, witchy, gothic, like dark, like that. I love it. It's like my favorite like aesthetic. So this one, I think I tried to read it twice or 3 times, and every single time I DNF'd. The last time I got past 50% and I found out what was going on, I was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing this. I did not like it. I found it super boring, and like the people were like sketchy and everything, but it wasn't like creepy enough, you know what I mean? Like sometimes like some characters are like creepy, like, oh, I want to know what happens, but these, it felt like they were meant to be like that, but they did not hit like that, you know what I mean? I did not scare me. Like it might be the fact that like like it was in Mexico, and like I'm used, like being from Puerto Rico, like another Hispanic country, I feel like the whole like La Llorona and all those tales. Like I grew up with them, so like maybe that's why they don't hit as hard, because I am how do you call that, like when you're not sensitive about it anymore and unsensitized. You know what I'm talking about. Like I just feel like I'm not as scared or creeped out by like Hispanic, like, you know, tales and like stuff like that, because I heard about El Cuco all my freaking childhood. You know what I mean? Do you guys have that? Like if you're from a different country that's Hispanic, we call it El Chupacabras or El Cuco. Whatever. I don't know. I can't even tell you what they look like, because all they used was their names, and like I have no idea. I've heard about La Llorona and all that. Bloody Mary is it the name that you say in the mirror? Like I know a lot about all those tales, but like the ones from Puerto Rico are like El Cuco y El Chupacabra, and El Chupacabra will like kill animals. Like they will wake up and like, yeah, it was probably like a wild animal in Puerto Rico that went around killing other animals, and then the owners were like, oh, El Chupacabra, you know what I mean? So whatever. Anyways, it made the news, so I just feel like this one didn't hit us hard. It was not creepy enough, and the house was also not scary. I'm not too much into world building, so I feel like that might also have something to do with it. I don't care about the world. I want to know about the characters and about the plot. I don't care about the world. The only time I'm interested in the world is if we are anything that's like Asian related, because I love their culture and I obviously want to know all about it. So yeah, even like Daughter of the Moon Goddess, that one is like Chinese mythology, and like everything about it, like the whole world description was amazing, and everything was like so celestial. And like I said, I love like gothic, witchy, like magical forests, you know what I mean, like that type of vibe. So I really like that one. But like if it's just like a haunted Mexican house, what is it gonna be? La Llorona? Okay, I grew up with La Llorona. I ain't afraid of La Llorona. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of like what I mean. So, yeah. Anyways, I did not love that book. I DNF'd it, like I said, 3 times. And I used to own it. And I finally sold it, I think. Did I? I did. I just checked my Pango. I don't like this cover, but I love this book. And for this one, I have Homebody. Homebody is one of my favorite poetry books. And I read it like a year or 2 ago, and I refused to buy it because the cover is just so ugly. It's so ugly. I did not like it. Like what the heck is that? What the heck is that? You know what I mean? So they released this version. I have shown it already in my channel, but it has, first of all, it has like deckled edges, which is something that like a lot of people don't like, but I personally love it. So I loved it. It has like fabric on the outside. It has really cute end papers, and the inside is just like the original. So like you still got the graphics and everything like that. So this one, the original cover, hated it, and it took me 2 years to find the right version. I even on Goodreads I put it as if I read it in Spanish, because the Spanish cover is cuter, and even though I read it in English. So yeah, anyways, it's so dumb, right? It's so dumb. Another book that I do want to mention, specifically this one. Why? I just want to know why and who in Sarah J. Maas' team decided to change this beautiful cover to this. If you guys hear the train, I have a train right behind my house. But yeah, like who? It's killing the moment. It's killing the moment. Like I'm like here hyped and like pissed, and then there's a freaking train. Why does it have to be so loud? Like, isn't it loud enough it going around your house? Why do you also have to like do the horn? As I was saying, what in the world? What makes you think that this needs to be discontinued? Can we please make a petition to get these back? I want these. I have like the whole series in this version, except for this one, because this one I bought years before it became like way before TikTok even existed. So yeah, now they're like selling really, like I can sell it for a lot of money, but I just don't want to let go of it because it's so beautiful, and I wish I would have bought the rest of the series when it was still this cover. I actually ordered it. Like I ordered the whole series on Amazon, and it took like, you know, like those orders that take like months to get to you, and you're like, what? Wasn't it supposed to be here in 3 days, 2 days? You know what I mean? It took so long that I had to end up like canceling it and everything. So yeah, a series that I loved, but the cover, come Come on, and just do like you did for Throne of Glass. Like, can we get a cover like that? Actually, no, I'm not even the Throne of Glass one. Like the new ones are beautiful. Not even those are like anything compared to this. This is where it's at. I think I'm gonna end up buying some like custom made covers in Etsy because I've seen them and they're really, really cute. So I might do that because this, what is this? What is this? I cannot. Just looking at it pisses me off. So yeah, those are all of my book contradictions. I hope you guys had an amazing time. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next one.